Hello, Longhorns. Today we're going to be talking about office hours, specifically how to go to office hours, the benefits, and what kind of topics you can talk about with your professor or teacher assistant. So here we go. First and foremost, what are office hours? So this is an opportunity to speak to your professor and or your teacher assistant about assignments, advice, and or mentorship. It is strongly advised that a student goes before they have trouble with an assignment or if they have some kind of question to clarify any instructions that a professor might have given. So office hours are meant to be an aid to a student. They are not required, but they are recommended for their benefits. And what are the benefits of attending office hours? So, the benefit that I found when I was an undergrad at UT Austin is that I got to build lifelong professional relationships with my professors. I also had great mentorship to improve my skills, and specifically writing and research. And I got some great career advice. Now, a bit of a story time here. When I was a freshman in the university, I didn't really understand the concept of office hours. All I thought they were was for people to go and ask questions about assignments. I did not realize that you could go to get feedback and just talk about anything other than assignments. So I had this one professor who was in the Department of History that I really appreciated their research on elections. And her and I would talk about potential careers and research relating to democracy because at the time that was something I was interested in. So because I attended this professor's office hours and her and I got to know each other and talked about ourselves, she eventually got to know me as a person. So this strained my mentorship with her, and it also gave me the chance to ask some very hard questions about careers. For example, what is the expected salary? Can you give me some advice on what my resume should have if I do plan on going into research? Do you recommend going to graduate school in your experience? These were all questions that I have for this particular professor who I built a relationship with. Additionally, this professor was my first go-to when it came to asking for letters of recommendation for a scholarship or a fellowship or a job application of some kind. So just to reiterate, office hours are not just for when you're struggling or you're confused about an assignment, but they can also be a great opportunity for you to build connections, a professional network, and to improve your skills and get some pretty on the know in the know information on a career that you're potentially looking at. So, what do students talk about during office hours? We do have a couple of topics here and a sentence stem here for if you're having trouble coming up with something during your office hours. So, if you're attending office hours for the first time, you want to introduce yourself. You want to be sure you state your name, your major, your year, and you want to remind a professor which class you are in. Some professors teach more than one class section, so you want to be sure to include that in all forms of communication, including emails, and when you actually introduce yourself during office hours. You want to ask on tips on how to best study for a particular topic. I had to do this as an undergrad when I was having trouble studying for my economics class. Studying for economics, I thought was vastly different from studying for a history class, but I didn't quite know how to, and I was having trouble finding my footing and studying. So I asked the professor directly what their experience was. As mentioned, you do want to ask for future career help if this professor or teacher assistant is doing the work that you want to do in the future. So, for example, I stated earlier that I had a professor that did research on specifically elections. and democracy, which was something at the time that I was really interested in. And if you are, in fact, having trouble with an assignment or you need clarification, here's a sentence stem that might be helpful to start a conversation. This is what I have been doing / trying, but I'm still having trouble with so and so. So during office hours, you want to be your authentic self. You want to be clear in your communication, and you want to hopefully build a relationship that will last professionally, well after you graduate. So, Longhorns, if there's anything you can take from this, it's that office hours are good. Do not wait last minute to go to them, and try to build a relationship with your professor or your teaching assistant. Office hours are not exclusively for when you are having trouble with an assignment. They can be great opportunities to build relationships professionally and to get some career advice. So, with that said, I hope this video was helpful and have a great day.